We review a most interesting episode of Strange New Worlds called Charades after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and in Charades, we have a situation where Spock and Chappel are together in the shuttle to look after some kind of anomaly in the Vulcan system. And after that, we have a situation where Chappel needs to apply to the Vulcan Science Academy for a fellowship, and for Spock to basically go through one of the engagement ceremonies he needs with T'Pring and T'Pring's family, especially her mother, who is not exactly sold on Spock being half human. And a shuttle accident happens that creates this spoiler. If we go any further, we will spoil the whole episode, so I hope you've seen it already. But Spock is injured during this shuttle accident. However, the beings that they were encountering fixed their shuttle, fixed them, except that it didn't understand exactly Spock's half Vulcan, half human nature and made him fully human. The way they handle it in this episode was interesting. Not the way that I would have thought that you would do. What happens if a half-human, half-Vulcan becomes a full human all of a sudden? How would he react? And by saying that he would react kind of like an adolescent does at the time when you experience greater hunger, greater self-consciousness, and all the other things that go with that. And it was an interesting way to present Spock in this. Also, it kind of highlighted the tension between his relationship with T'Pring and his non-relationship with Chappel. And it's something that Chappel has had some difficulties with as well, possibly a reason that she wanted to study at the Vulcan Science Academy, not only to improve herself, but kind of to separate herself from Spock to try to keep from getting in his way as he is engaged. In order to try to get him back to normal, of course, they do everything that they can to try to find a cure for it, and how they eventually do is credible. And how the rest of the crew gathers behind him to support him in all of this is interesting. It's good to see that everybody from the captain on down is very affectionate toward Spock in a very way that you would not expect for someone who is virtually emotionless most of the time. How would he make any of these deep bonds that he does? And yet he has. And it's shown here that when Spock is most in his time of need, that you see who his friends are, and they're all over the ship. And it's observed during the episode, it seems that this elaborate ruse that they had to run was in cahoots with everybody else on the ship against the Vulcan visitors. And this creates some problems near the end, but it has an interesting way of showing how a human raised on Vulcan would be, who has never been a human before, would be. And it's played for some laughs, but some serious things as well. And I think that it's another very well thought out episode. I don't know that we've actually seen anything like this as well, and that says a lot for a show that's been on the air for nearly 60 years, that you can come up with different kinds of storylines than what we've seen over and over again. So I'd like to know what you think about this. Please put it in the comments below. And of course, if you have not subscribed or clicked a like, please click a like anytime you see these videos. It would be nice for me. And then come back and we'll have retro reviews of Deep Space Nine on Tuesday, and the original series on Wednesday, and another episode of Strange New Worlds next week, which they're going to have Uhura featured in some difficulties that she's having, let's just say. So, until then, don't go far.